Hey there, my name is Samantha AI at ClickSavvy. Would you like to get started with a demo to show you how an AI assistant can help you in your business?
Sure.
Great. Before we dive in, could I get your name and the best phone number to reach you, just in case we get disconnected or need to follow up?
Stay tuned because in this video, I walk through a school group of about seven to 10 people who were all interested in how to use the GoHighLevel voice AI in order to generate more leads. So that's a new feature that just came out. If you stick with me here, I'm going to show you the ins and outs. There's a question and answer at the end. And also, you already saw, there's an AI preview at the 35-minute mark. So stick with me, lock in, pull your screens up, and let's go. Thank you guys for coming and checking out this. We're going to do the GoHighLevel outbound AI. And so I'm going to just show you guys the limitations, how to get started, and how it could ultimately help you get some leads, right? And make the whole process a lot easier without having to hire a full-time VA. It costs pennies for the incoming call, and you can limit it, but I'm going to show you all of that stuff inside of the screen here. Does everybody, I don't know if everybody has the voice AI in their system, but if you do, I'll show you guys what that would actually look like here. Let me pull this down here. All right. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Very cool. So one thing you'll see is when you're here under your AI agents. So where you'll find this under the menu is on the left side, right under payments and over top of marketing here. But it's the AI agents. It's going to start out by hitting you here with the getting started. So I don't want you to panic when you don't exactly see the voice AI part. Okay. So it's going to have you under the get started. Then you want to choose which agent or which AI you're going to use, which is going to be the voice AI. And when you go here, you'll see over in this side here. The first thing you want to do is enable for the outbound calls. Oh, hold on one second. The first thing you want to do is when you're here in the AI agents is look over here for the enable outbound calls. So when you do that, then they actually added something new here that's going to make it a lot easier for you guys. So once you click that, can you guys see this okay? Is that coming up? Okay. All right. So you can see we got a couple of requirements here. I'm going to spare you on all of the details and everything like that. But basically, you have to add in a new terms and conditions to all of your forms. That's going to include saying that they might get a call from AI. Okay? No problem. If you guys, what I'm going to do here is go here. Hold on one second. Copy. Let me put this in here. And if you look in the chat right now, I put in the language that's been accepted. Okay? The same language that's been accepted for all of this. Okay? But right now, you can see I have 42 forms that need those terms and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did it last week, what I had to do was go through and choose the forms, and it'll tell you the list. So check this out. After you run the compatibility check, it's going to spit out all the forms, the names of them and everything that you have to go through and put in those terms and conditions on those forms before they will approve you, right? So
those are all the forms that you have particularly?
Exactly right.
Okay.
So when it runs good question. So when it runs the compatibility check, it's going to be on your system and the forms that you already have. Okay.
Got you.
All right. So you guys might have more, might have less. Right. But when you, let me shrink this down a little bit so you guys can get this in the way here. All right. So, oops, sorry if I made it too small. I'm just trying to get these windows out of the way. Let me move it over here. So last last week we had to go through and add these in. I had a separate window open. Here's the names of them. Search, add in the terms and conditions. Right. So now they added proceed with update here. That wasn't there before. So I'm going to click that because on my sub account, this one here, I haven't set it up just yet. And I wanted you guys to see it. Okay. So that same language that I put in the chat for you guys. All right. I'm going to just paste it here. All right. Now, I do apologize. You guys have to go in there and remove Click Savvy. Sorry about that. That's my business name. Is in there. But if you guys remove that part right here, just Click Savvy before you guys paste it in. Okay. But this is the language here. We're going to run the compatibility check. All right. You can proceed with the update. If you saw that little disclaimer that popped up in the right side. And then now I could choose this button here, the form, and then we could update the language for that, right? So check it. So, and this is the first time I'm doing this, right? So I'm hoping that it's going to add the terms and conditions to all 42, and I don't have to do it because I had 49 earlier. Okay, so let's see if this works here. Okay, it looks like that's what it's going to do. So the good news is if you got a legacy system that you've been on for a long time or you've had plenty of, there we go. All right. So if you got a system that you've been on for a long time or you got a lot of forms on there, you don't have to do it one by one anymore. You can see they updated all 42 of these in like, what was that? Not even 10 seconds, guys. So now I'm gonna run the new compatibility check just to see if anything pops up here as far as the forms. And hopefully that'll be 0 and then we can move forward. Right? Okay. So we're done with that, right? Oops, sorry about that. So now we could create an agent. Oh, no, you know what? So the second part is, and me and Charles and the developers, we had to do some stuff, right? So with the A2P registration, all of you guys probably already have that. If you don't, it's a pretty easy process. It's right now cut down to about 7 days on getting the approval for your company to get approved. And that's just to be able to text out to individual cell phones. Okay, so that's the A2P registration. Even though we have the A2P registration, we still have to get approved for the outbound calls. Okay, so we did the enable outbound calls. They're going to ask two more things. They're going to ask for a form of ID, which is going to be a driver's license, a passport, or some other government identity, right? And they're going to ask you to show that to the camera, and then they're going to ask you for a face. They're going to do front, left, right to make sure you are the person on the ID. Once that's done, the approval happens, and then you are ready to start making your agents. Okay. Any questions about that process, guys? I know it's a little out of the ordinary, but
trying to stop fraud.
You say what?
They're trying to stop fraud.
Yeah, exactly right. They're trying to stop people with any old ID from, pretending from wherever they want to scam from. Okay, I'm not going to be specific, but we know how that goes. So let me cancel this here. So I want to look at the agent list, right? And let me make sure one more thing here. Okay, cool. Close. All right. So once it's all set up and you do the ID and the verification with the face and all of that stuff, then you could create your agents. Okay.
And some also get treated like shit. You guys do what?
All right. My bad, guys. So we're going to create you could create a custom agent, or you could get a couple of agents. And the reason why this is showing on my side is because this is the agents of the admin side. Okay. But what you would do is create your own custom agent and then choose the prompts and everything like that around this one. Now, this is very much like what we've already been doing, right? As far as using prompts and kind of refining those messages for a bot. And this one takes every step of the way. Okay, so we want to utilize our skills with ChatGPT or Manus, right? Or what's the Google not the LLM because that's the notebooks, but either ChatGPT, Manus, one of those two will be able to handle everything for you. Okay, but you want to come through, set up your agent's name, business name, the language, and the voice. All of it is going to start out with Jessica here. But if you choose this option here, this box will pop up. And let me make it a little bigger for you. All right. And so these are all the voices that you have to choose from. So if you have more than one bot, right, don't feel like you're restricted with just Jessica. You have Dakota. And I don't know if you guys can you hear that at all?
No,
You can?
no.
Oh, doggone it. Okay. Well, let me see something. Hold on one second.
The 90s were fun because it was a time full of new
Yeah, I can hear
trends,
that.
creativity, and pop culture.
Were you able to
Yeah,
hear that?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I chose Dakota, but they have all these other ones here. You could even go with Chill Phil. Let me see. Yeah, he's a little too chill. He's a little too chill. But you can choose these. You have 11 pages though. But what I want to tell you guys is when I went through it, it looks like page one, maybe, yeah, no, page one is the only one with American. It automatically switches to Australian and then it starts going into Indian and everything else. Okay. So page one is where you're going to want to be, unless you're doing some prank calls, which I don't condone. Okay, but here we go. Hold on, I'm letting somebody in. Welcome, Thomas. Right. So we're just on the part where you could choose the voice selection. You could choose high quality only. I haven't personally done that because the voices are pretty good right out of the gate for me. And I haven't had a problem. And if you prompt it correctly, it'll do exactly what you want it to do. Okay. But that's just the first part. So that's choosing the voice. Let me pull up I want to pull up one thing over on this here, just so I can take a look at it. There we go. Okay. And then here's where you're going to choose if it's going to be what the message is going to be for the inbound call or for the outbound call. Now, there's a distinct difference, as you guys can see, because the inbound call is just going to be, hi, welcome to my business. How can we help you? You could change that to whatever message you want it to be. But the outbound call is restricted by having this message, okay, this opt out message. So you can choose the kind of message that's delivered at the beginning, okay? The concise, you can see this is the message that's going to play. The standard is longer, and the conversational is kind of a lot, right? But it's more of a warm feel where it doesn't just give the person the automatic out like the concise does. Okay. And then once you type in the agent's intent message, then they'll have the entire message here that you can read that's going to be delivered as soon as it makes an outbound call. Now, you might be saying, like, how does it deliver the outbound call? The outbound call, because of the terms and conditions that we have that state that you must agree to the AI call, then we can't call anybody unless they've already clicked that box in your form previously. Okay? Let me say that again. It doesn't matter how many times you've talked to this person, what they've agreed to previously, or anything else. You have to send them that form, or at least that terms and conditions where they check that box and hit agree. Okay? I want you guys to remember that, because without that, calls cannot go out. Okay? And that's what we're going to use for our callbacks. Let's say if we're doing some website marketing, some Facebook marketing, things like that. They fill out the form, they check box. Okay. If they fill out that form, they're also going to be able to get appointment reminders and all of that stuff. Right. But I want you guys
Carl,
to. Oh yeah,
Tony, is it Tony?
yeah.
So it's Thomas. So if
Hey,
if they say, when you mentioned that it doesn't matter how many times you've spoken to someone, if they say no to this, does that mean you you should take it as an indication to never communicate with them again?
no. So
Okay.
some people just. So the first thing is they don't have the opportunity to say no to it. They either opt in or haven't opted in, right? But unless they say right here in this message they're going to opt out, then you can't do an AI call to them.
Okay.
Okay, but you can still call them,
All right. I
right?
just want to understand what the parameters were, because you're very clear about, you have to, if they opt out, you have to respect that. I just wanted to know what that meant in the
That's
greater
right.
scheme of things.
That's right. That's right. So this opting out from this message here means they don't want to have any more AI calls, but it isn't going to opt out from the calls overall, as you can see. Right? If it now, because I haven't had anybody opt out of this yet, because in order to receive this call, they check the box anyway. But let's say they check the box, then they get the call because they just wanted to see what the next steps was in your process. And then they say, don't call me anymore after that. I'm not totally sure, right, what that would do. But if they don't want to receive the calls after checking the box, probably don't want to waste time with those people anyway. They were kind of tire kickers in the first place. Okay. All right. So hold on one second. So after you do this, right? Um, you fill out this information here. Then we're going to go next. And of course, I didn't fill out everything there. But let me switch to the advanced just so we can see more things here. So we could select from a knowledge base. Okay. And a knowledge base is nothing more than what we've done in other AI, right? And in ChatGPT, you can upload PDFs, websites, YouTube links, or something like that, and have that to use and pull from the knowledge. So basically, take your information, your company information, upload it here using the create new. You're good to go, and have the bot basically have that knowledge to pull from. Okay. Um, and then the prompt is pretty much what you make it. So you can see my prompt, I have it as the agent role and objective as the very first thing because I want the bot to know what's expected. Okay, before anything else, because we could get into the details after that. Okay. And this is a common setup. So if you put a SOP for a voice AI agent, ChatGPT will help you, right, come up with the flow. Of course, you have to prompt it a little bit because everybody's process is different. And what you're doing, it might be from real estate. This is actually an annual update that I do. Okay. So we just have the caller queries, the logics, and the rules, right? How to behave on the call, the call flow script as well, and then the call conclusion. Okay, how you want the call to end. Again, it's all in how you make it, but you have way more than enough space to work here because even after I put that information there, I still have 1,700 words I can use. Okay. So you might be saying, well, what's this evaluate here? When you create your prompt, then this tool right here will actually go over your script and look for any flaws in it. So if it's missing anything where it's not connected to a workflow or it mentions some sort of inconsistency in the messaging, right? It's going to point that out. So right now, I don't have right now, mine's is pretty damn good because they didn't come up with any suggestions. Before, I evaluated a couple of times before, so don't think that I just nailed it on the first try. Okay. I put in the first one. I hit evaluate. Then it showed a trigger warning up top where it said, like, what's the next steps that you want to do? Right? You haven't clearly defined what that is. And it will even give you suggestions on how to fix that. So I don't want you guys to feel like you're going to get lost in here. Okay. Um, Once you put in the good prompt and you get the evaluation done, then we could set up the actions next. Now this is a big part because before, if you did actions, the next actions, what you had to do was create a workflow. Okay, and then that workflow had to do things like set an appointment or collect name information, right? And then it turns into one of those workflows. You guys seen those workflows where it's like this big, and or it's this long because it's just doing thing after thing after thing, all the way down. Well, check this out. So now you just choose the new action, and and you can just choose any one of these things as the very next thing that happens after your AI agent is finished with the call. Okay. So you can see the actions here. It's insane, right? You could do a call transfer. Let me show you what that looks like. Right? The phone number to transfer it to. right? When this call transfer should take place, right? It even gives you an example when they ask to speak to the manager or to a business owner. Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they built in here is insane. You could trigger a completely different workflow. So your workflow for some marketing material, trigger that one as soon as they get off the call. So if you're buying probate homes, right, Joe, right after they finish the call, you could send them that marketing swag that you had.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Right after the call. You don't have to do anything extra. Send them that link where it's like the 10 things to know about probate, right? And your real estate plans. Boom. Right to them next. Right? You can send them another text message. Update the contact fields. Right? Remember what I said about having that long workflow. Well, now it's all set up right here. You just choose the contact field right here, add it. This is nothing but all of these things here is nothing but a time saver. I have no idea what this MCP is, so please nobody even ask me. But the appointment booking, I know what that is, and the custom action, you could put in your own. I think that's where you could put in use JSON, but anybody could correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But that's some custom coding you could put in there, which I'm not messing with. All right. Any questions on the actions and stuff that can happen after the call is through? Pretty self-explanatory, right? Look, and then if you already have a workflow set up, remember I said you could trigger the workflow and you could choose one, right? Any one of those from your workflow list. And then even give yourself a nice email notification once the call is completed. And even choose the people. When I was testing this out, then I made a call to myself earlier. I got an email notification. It's beautiful. Let's go to the next one here. After we got that. Oh, wait. I don't know. Sorry about that. That's what was stopping. All right. So now we come to the very end where we get to see our bot come alive. Right. And we get to test it. And testing is one of the biggest part of the AI, right? It's because it can get out of hand if you don't test it, ask it a few questions. I'm not saying you have to put it through a crazy gauntlet or anything like that, but what you can do is once you create the bot, is to send out on your Facebook or your LinkedIn or anything like that. People love to be part of the beta group. So you just say, hey, I'm just testing out, this bot, and just give it the phone number. And hopefully you'll get some feedback from it that way. But before you do that, you have to choose a phone number that the bot is going to use. Okay. So you could do one or two things. You could use a phone number or you could use number pools. So I haven't used the number pool just yet, but I have a theory about it that it could be able to answer from all of these numbers that's included in the pool. And the pool is just where if let's say you're calling Florida and you have 5 different Florida numbers, they can rotate those numbers when it calls out. Okay. So you can add that here. If you need a brand new number for the bot, you can make the purchase right here. And then you got two options here where you enable the AI agent as the backup, or you can set certain hours for the bot in case it was in case you have someone that answers during the day, right? During certain times, somebody who's helping you out. And then during the other times you want the bot to be able to pick up. Um, I like to have it set, working all the time. So I'll just have it there with it. And
So
then
can you
over,
go back?
say that again?
Can you go back to the number pool?
Yeah.
Now,
So,
if I
mhm.
already have numbers that I'm calling from, in other words, when I'm talking to someone in Florida, I'm using a Florida number. But when I'm talking with someone in Maryland, I'm using a Maryland number, and so forth, whatever market that I'm speaking to. So how would I input those number pool numbers in here? Would it be the same numbers that I call from, or would they be different numbers?
And so when I was trying to connect the bot to numbers that already existed, the only option that I had was to choose either the phone numbers themselves or number pools.
Mhm.
I myself don't have any number pools, right? So when I was working on your system, only option that I had was for the phone numbers themselves because you also don't have number pools.
Right.
So that's where I was thinking, like, well, wait a second. If there's number pools and number, you get what I'm saying? If the number pools are meant to rotate in a certain area code or you put them all together for a certain area code, why
Mhm.
couldn't we have one bot connected to a number pool, which shows right here?
Okay.
But because I haven't bought any new numbers or needed more than two or three numbers in another market, I just haven't done the number pool yet. But I'm hoping that the next, because you do change them pretty safety, right? If the next time you get the number pool, I'm very, very interested in seeing how that works.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll hook it up for you because I know you're in, I think, two or three different markets. So
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem. Um, all right. So once you finish all of that, guys, then you have the chance to test your agent. Okay. And so you're going to choose the number to call from, and then you're just going to put in the number that you want um, um, to receive the call. Okay. To see what it sounds like, everything else. Last week, and because this does use, you see, you have 10 minutes left. So you do want to be you want to limit those calls a little bit. Okay. Especially the length of it. Okay. Um, but because you have 10 minutes, you could do the calls here. Does it? Let me see. Let me do this here. Hold on. Because I don't want to do this one here. Let me just save this one. Because I got another one that's even better. That's already set up. All right. So this is one that I already have set up here, and I can just run it through my phone. Um, but you can see I have some general action set up next. Not quite sure what this thing is, the MCP, um, and then after call actions. Nothing is happening for the after call actions, but you can add those actions in by going over here. And then you guys saw those new actions. It's the same thing here, just the prompt, that big window is gone, but all the same options. Okay, for after the call. So before, like I said, you could only do it through the calls. Now you could do a web call. So through your headset, your microphone, you could do a web call as well. So you don't have to do it directly from your cell phone if you don't feel like keep doing that. Okay. But let's go ahead and do a quick call here just so you guys can see what this sounds like. And I got my phone here, so I'm gonna put this. And we don't have to go through the whole thing, but I just want you guys to hear what it sounds like here. So we always got to use the +1. I think that's some go high level stuff. Mm-mm-mm. Let's wait for the call to come through. There we go.
Hey there, my name is Samantha AI at ClickSavvy. Would you like to get started with a demo to show you how an AI assistant can help you in your business?
Sure.
Great. Before we dive in, could I get your name and the best phone number to reach you, just in case we get disconnected or need to follow up?
Sure, it's Tony, and the number is 301-555-5555.
Thanks, Tony. Just to confirm, that's 301-555-5555, right?
That's right. Thanks.
Perfect, thanks. Could you tell me a little about ClickSavvy? For example, what industry are you in, and who are your primary customers?
Well, so it's a digital marketing business, and we also do landscaping.
Got it. So a mix of digital marketing and landscaping. That's an interesting combination. Are your primary customers individuals, businesses, or a mix of both?
A little mix of both.
All right, a mix of both individuals and businesses makes sense. What types of customer interactions do you handle most? For example, is it more about booking services, answering inquiries, or providing support?
It's about booking inquiries.
Got it. So mostly handling booking inquiries. And what kind of tone would you prefer I use when speaking with your customers? Friendly, formal, or more casual?
Really, really formal.
Understood. Keeping it formal. Are there any specific scenarios you'd like me to demonstrate during the role play? For example, booking an appointment or handling a customer question.
Yes, just booking an appointment.
Perfect. Based on what you've shared, I'll now act as your voice AI assistant to demonstrate how I'd handle a booking inquiry for ClickSavvy. Let's get started. Demo role play. Hello, and thank you for calling ClickSavvy. This is your voice AI assistant. How may I assist you today?
Yeah.
Let me know how that sounds so far. Would you like me to continue with a full booking scenario?
Yes, I would, and that sounds pretty good so far.
Thank you, Tony. Let's continue with the booking scenario. Sure, I can help with that. Could you please let me know the date and time you're looking to book? How's that tone and flow working for you so far? Would you like me to adjust anything?
No, everything sounds good so far. You could say Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Got it. Let's continue. All right, let me check availability for Wednesday at 4 p.m. One moment, please. Great news. We have an opening at that time. May I confirm your name and contact details to finalize the booking? How's that? Would you like me to tweak anything?
No, that's pretty good.
Awesome. Glad to hear that.
You guys get the idea. I'm not going to drag it on too long. But what did you guys think? That was 3 minutes, 4 seconds. What you think of the AI, the
Good.
flow?
I thought it was good. I just didn't know it would say that it's a voice AI.
Oh yeah, so that's because I put that so you can see right here.
Right. So that then okay, let me take that out. Okay.
Yeah. So you don't your bot, if you don't want it to say that it's a voice AI or anything like that, that's fine. Right. But I
Okay.
just wanted to point out to people so it's like, ooh, right, this is right. So they're not upfront thinking that they're talking to somebody and then later on go, wait a minute, this person is acting a little too. So I like to kind of put it out up front,
Okay. Okay.
right? Um, with
You think that's the best way to do it? Let people know it's a AI?
you know, so we Joe, we've known each other for a while, and so with the when the chat AI first came out, the conversational I would always say, actually, you know what? My very first line for my conversational AI was always beep boop, right? So people would know that it was like a robot responded. So they didn't go like, well, wait a second, is this Tony? Right? Now when I wanted people to think it was me responding, I would leave that out. But if it was an AI, I didn't want them to get confused and everything like that. So I would say it up front. Some people like to pretend. And look, I've done plenty of systems where people say, don't mention that you're a bot at all, right? Don't reveal that you are AI,
Yeah, but
right?
Got you.
can I ask you
And
this though?
yeah, go ahead.
Here's a scenario by which they find out that it's a AI bot. They might just hang up. So, you
So
just gotta be careful about that, I think,
yeah,
when you don't have it listing as a AI.
so that's my thinking, right? Because like my mother, right? God bless her soul, but she's 83, right? If she believes that she's speaking to somebody, and then throughout the voice interactions she discovers it's AI, she's gonna be mad, right? Even if it's something that she needs, she's like she feels tricked almost sometimes. So you guys got to play it right.
I
It all depends on your business. If you want to hide it 100%, no problem. The voice is a lot harder to hide though, right? The chat is easy because it's just back and forth and there's delays in the chat and everything else, and you can just prompt it to never reveal itself. The voice is good,
Mhm.
but in a conversational, you know, it's going to lose it.
Got you.
Especially when it's prompted in such a way where it's specifically about gathering information for your business, right? We don't have a lot of fluff in here where it's like, having general conversations with people. Okay,
I got you.
it's very very scripted. Um, so after the test call, right, which was a pretty good call, right? I liked it. I did hear a few, I think what Charles calls artifacts in there. If you guys were listening, or if you guys could hear it pretty good, it was a couple of words in there that was mispronounced a little strange, but it passed for it was a 98%. Other than that, right?
Okay.
Unless you were like listening super hard, like but it might pass. Then you could also get your transcript here. So the entire transcript is listed. It has the back and forth conversation. So you can review everything, how it worked. The recording has been acting weird for me. The recording used to last week. I could play it back this week. It keeps saying no recording is available. I'm waiting for the update, but just so you guys know, this was functional as of last week. So it should be back. Um, and then you have the summary of the entire conversation. Now, because you have all of those actions that's built into the AI right after or during the call or
Mhm.
after the call, right? Now you don't have to go back and create those workflows that I mentioned that can collect all that other information. Everything is done here. Um, and then once everything comes together for you, oops, sorry about that. Oh, let's not do that. I don't want to do that right now. No, sir. Get out of here. Okay. Then once you get some calls coming in, you can see both the outbound and the inbound calls on your own dashboard here. The total duration, right? Oh, when they came in, across the top. I don't want to skip that. How much call or how much time you used up, the average time, and then you
Tony,
also have, yeah.
Tony, this is Thomas. I saw there was something in your graph called sentiment. Is there like a survey being done or to find out what how is that where that number is coming from?
Where is
Sentiment is
that?
a sentiment is right above the cursor to the to the right. It says sentiment 100% positive next to actions triggered.
Oh, gotcha.
Where is that number coming from?
Huh. Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, it might be reading just the number of opt-outs you got.
Okay. Okay.
I have a feeling like it must be doing that because there's no other way for the AI to go like this was a good call. I mean, it is ways of doing that too, but I don't think this is the one that's going to evaluate calls.
All
Right?
right.
That's going to
I want
be
to be sure where that where the source of that percentage is.
yeah,
Okay.
no
Thank you.
problem, no problem. And you got some good questions, man. Um, all right, let's see. And then the dashboard. Let me go back. What happened just now? Oh, okay. Oh, it's just showing more information here. Okay. And then you have all of the phone calls that came in. You have the transcript, once again, that's listed here too. You have the summary that's listed here. And you can go down the line. After you listen to the calls or go through the summaries, you can thumb up or thumbs down in order to train your AI, right, to further refine it. Okay. So just remember that it's going to be a constant process. But right off of the bat, because everybody here knows a ton about AI, right off the bat, this is pretty good, right? Starting out. Now, when you create your own, like I said, it's going to be some back and forth. But just make sure you include that information, do plenty of testing, and you'll be fine. Um, did, did anybody have any questions about any of that at all? Or like go over something else that somebody might have not seen or wanted me to go over again.
So this is Thomas. So
Yeah.
I came in like halfway through, so I have to, start at the beginning. But what I wanted to know with the disclaimer, like so it's my business is not real estate. It's a business. But
Okay.
the business that I'm in, I have to do it like a screen. Certain like for so if someone is like an attorney, I'm gonna have to take great caution with I'm gonna have to redirect them a certain direction. I don't know if I'll use this tool or use something else because I saw the funnel um workflow that Charles put in the school. So I'm looking at that. But at some point in the entryway, I have to screen if they are like an attorney. And if so, I have to redirect them in a different direction.
Hmm.
How would I do that with this tool, with this tool specifically? Like, so in general terms, to help anybody else, is like, how
Yeah.
would I add a disclaimer for my business that's separate from the AI disclaimer?
Oh, so you mean just a separate? So you mean like two different disclaimers?
Yes.
Um.
Could I have
Okay.
something up front?
Yeah. So you can have. Now, are you referring to on the form when they fill out the information or as they call in?
So look, I missed the first half, so I
Okay.
don't want you going back again, especially for the people who are on there.
No.
So basically, basically what it is when a person is firstly introduced to me and my business, if that's the way of the forum first or the call first, I didn't get the sequence, so I don't know. Whatever the first entryway is, where can I put the disclaimer?
Gotcha. So on the inbound call, right? Or I'm sorry, on the outbound call is where you have that long disclaimer about opting out. Okay. On the inbound call, right, is when they call in to that particular number that's assigned to that bot. Where you
Okay.
saw it, where you saw it here. So that's a good question. So what you can do, right, is instead of having them opt into that to that form as a first step, you can simply offer them this phone number and say, call this number, right, to for a free 4 minute evaluation, 5 minute evaluation, 3 minute, whatever you want to say, right? And then have them call in on this number directly, and everything else is still going to work the same. The agent goals and everything like that. Now, when they call in, instead of filling out the form, you might want to have change your prompt a little bit to know that information, such as if the phone number field is uh, already filled in, then skip this information, right? And in that way, now the bot is able to handle calls if it comes through the form or if it comes through directly to the phone number, right? Does that make sense for you?
I hear exactly what you're saying. So are you saying that the custom disclaimer
Yeah,
is in the communication of the AI to the person, or they read something and they see this disclaimer and they
yeah. Here, let me show you here on the agent details. So on the inbound call,
yes.
right, you can put your whatever information here up to 190 characters,
Okay, I got
right?
it. Okay, that would
All
help.
right,
So it's a specific New Jersey. My understanding is a New Jersey licensed attorney. I have to screen them
got
out. But
gotcha. So yeah, so listen, if it's an inbound call, you can have this message here, right? Now I'm thinking a little bit because I'm wondering if they do an inbound call and they get this message, are you still saying you would like an opt out in this message here? Is that the concern or is it not?
well, no. So basically,
Okay.
say that you're a New Jersey licensed attorney and you come across my business site or a call, what have you. I have to have a pathway to redirect you to somebody else in my business that can.
Oh, from another attorney.
So not another attorney, another person. So I it has to do with where I work. So
Okay.
so I would have to redirect it to somebody else in the business who can have a customer who's a New Jersey licensed attorney versus me, according to my understanding of the parameters
I
of my
got it.
business. If I can't knowingly have a customer that's a New Jersey licensed attorney, for example, and the only way for me to know that is actually ask that up front. So I like to actually document and screen that. So if somebody slips through, I have documentation like they they um they communicated they're not, or like what have you. So just to cover myself and protect myself, and also
So
redirect them.
yes. So all right. So that's why I'm glad you walked through it a little bit here. So in this case, we could see that we had the action button, right? But we just had
Yes,
to come back and think about it, right?
yes,
How does this work for me, right? So
yes.
if we come back to the action button during the call is where we're going to be here, okay? And then we're
Hmm.
going to set up this action that's going to set up a call transfer. So now, once we click the call transfer, when should the call transfer take place? And this is where you will want to put the information about what this filter out screening
Okay,
you want
I got
done.
it. Yes. So if these words show up, if these indications show up, the AI will pick that up like and
There you
redirect it.
go. There you go. And then you could transfer it to this number here, which would be one of your colleagues.
Yes.
You're good to go. And then you could even put in a whisper message to let them know that they came in from this call, or it's a referral, or whatever you want to put there.
Now, may I ask you, like this transfers to a phone number, but can it be transferred to their calendar scheduler to schedule a call with them? Like they have Calendly
Hmm.
to like maybe I'm jumping too far ahead. We can just,
Let me
so
see. Hold on one second, because if they have their own AI, right? Their own
yeah,
AI connected to a phone number,
yeah. Okay.
sure.
They
Then
they're
they can
using
book.
they're
Yep.
they're they are using AI. So maybe that's the solution, just to connect with their AI number.
There you
Or
go. Have this AI transferred to that AI as soon as it say those certain keywords,
yes.
and then have the calendar hooked up to their AI. Well, now you both of you guys are saving time.
Okay. And so I have one other question to you. So
No
this is
problem.
my
Shoot, man.
first
I like
this
it.
is this is my first Go High Level presentation. So I know I have Go High Level access that Charles gave me, but I am not familiar with Go High Level. Now I went through the the classrooms in the school and I saw their Go High Level training in there. So my question to you is, does that specific classroom that I see on the school take you from beginner, like completely beginner to complete like ownership, or is that like not the case? Because that's where I am. I am like beginner, but I'm here to learn this tool. That's why I'm here. But
Yeah,
I need to know the basics of first how to get myself to use go high level and what is actually available to me.
gotcha. So listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. That I tell everybody this. Um, the thing with high level is there's a ton of videos. There's a ton of help, right, on those videos too. But try not to get distracted by the shiny objects, which is really tough with the all-in-one system like Go High Level, right? You could do so many things, right? And then you're starting to try to perfect this thing and perfect that thing. What I'll tell you is that get to a point where you're knowledgeable about it. And then once you feel comfortable taking your hands off, then you can dig into something a little deeper, or whatever you need at the moment, right? But those videos alone isn't gonna do it for you. You're gonna have to get in there, do a couple of tests. Testing is the most important thing. Um, I look, I got some YouTube videos. Sorry, I don't want to promote, but this Backstreet Property Investments. Check out the YouTube channel. There's plenty of things on there. It's mainly now I'll say it's mainly focused on real estate, but you can see the usage in there too. And Thomas, if you need anything, I'm in the school group. Hit me up, DM me, anything like that.
What is your name? Because you're showing up as Charles Blair.
Sorry
Where do
about
I?
that. It's Tony. It's Tony Roberts. Sorry about that, man.
All right.
I took over. It's like the old radio DJ. I took over the radio station for the day.
So I'll be very candid with you about like I've heard of Go High Level because I know how I came to Charles with Scott and Tabitha Fork, but I
Yeah,
don't know like typically when you go to a website and you see the name of the website, it indicates what it is. So I am not clear what is Go High Level to begin with. Does it take from where to something else? So I'm like it's not apparent to me what Go High Level is as a website. So
gotcha.
that's when I say I'm unfamiliar, I am like at that level of unfamiliar.
No problem. Look, in a nutshell, because I know this is a unless somebody else has some questions, but let me say this: Go High Level is just simply a CRM system, all-in-one CRM system. And
Okay.
all it is a better way of viewing your data. So you take a spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet, and make it nice looking, and that's what GoHighLevel is. Except instead of it just being nice looking, now you can do other things. Like you can send text messages directly to the contacts. You can send emails to them. Just like you can send text messages and emails, you can send follow up campaigns to both of them using those same methods, right? You could create QR codes. So if you're marketing and you put something on your car or on your business card, you can create those things that will route them directly to websites, which you can also make in GoHighLevel. Not only can you make websites, you can make funnels. You can make AI in GoHighLevel. What am I missing? Anybody want Joe? What am I missing, Joe? What am I missing, Larry? What else can you do? Let me see.
Pretty much
But I,
anything the mind can conceive.
Yeah, dude, like
that's
it's
why it's called Go High Level. You can go to a
yeah,
higher level than you are right now, wherever you are.
dude, it's insane. And all of those things and everything is connected into one system. So when you're collecting from like websites, or you can here's one that I missed, Joe, the social media schedule posting that
Yeah,
you can
hooking
do.
up all your social media.
If you have your businesses connected to GoHighLevel, then you can automatically set up a CSV file that has your social media posts going out for the next month, 2 months, or however long you want it. And so every day or every couple of days or how often you want to do it, your social media is constantly churning out content, right? And that's where a lot of us fall short because we're not doing the consistency because it's hard. It's hard to come up with stuff every single day, right? But the
Yeah.
thing about but the thing about it though is that if you go in to GoHighLevel, you can set it up for the whole month. Set it up one time, take a couple of days just to refine the messages, the images, anything like that. But then you have it set up where you can go for, you know, 3 months if you want to. And
All
you can
right.
have a new
I
post every 3 months. I mean, and every 3 days if you want. So,
All
yeah,
right. So I'm gonna before I mute so I can let somebody else ask because I don't want to take up all the time. I
yeah,
have a question about this call uh this session with the calls.
yeah.
Did you go over how you can use your own voice to be the call that they hear versus somebody else's voice?
No. So in GoHighLevel right now, they only have the 11 labs voices that's connected in their system right now. And let me show you, hold on, where that is here. Let me close that out here. But they don't have right now, and I don't think,
So when I have seen or hear
there we
Charles
go.
show that, he's using another software to do that.
Yeah, so yeah, Charles is so good at that, man. Um, yeah, he trained another AI with his voice, and you have to say certain phrases, and then it catches on to it, and then it does its thing. Does anybody remember what that's called? Does anybody know? Okay, we'll put it in the school group and find out. But yeah, it's a
Oh,
different software.
all right. So
Um,
it helps me be clear that whatever I heard of Charles using your own voice, that's not in Go High Level. This is like a
nope,
staff member. You have to treat it like a separate staff member that's going to be working on my behalf.
that's right.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my
Exactly.
questions.
Yes, sir. No problem. Anybody else got any questions
Hey,
about?
Tony, are you able to put your contact information in the chat?
Yeah, I put the name in there, but let me put my phone number in there so you guys can have that anytime, man. Oh shoot. And I'm in the school community. I'm not as active there, but if you guys hit me up to 9965. This is my cell. And then I have a Aria. Well, that's on that other system. I don't want to even mention those folks. But yes, That's my cell right there. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Let me give you this. I'm gonna give you my it's like a link tree where you can find me everywhere. Again, this was made on Go High Level too. Um, yeah, and that way you can find everything there. So that's got my YouTube, that's got the Instagram, the Facebook, everything you can need there. Or if you just guys want to just text me too. Um, did you guys have
Yeah.
any questions? Joe,
Yes,
go.
sir.
Yes, sir.
No, everything's cool.
Oh, I thought you had a man. I thought you had a
No,
question.
no, no.
I
Everything's
think I think connecting the voice. I think connecting the voice to the probate, like a probate workflow, or like your merchant. I mean, not merch, but the swag and stuff, or the giveaways, the
right,
lead
right.
magnets. I think that one was enough. Where you was like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
she's like, okay,
Yeah. You know,
okay,
the different voices is done in 11 labs.
yeah,
And I've cloned my voice in 11 labs before. I'm just wondering if there's a way to pull my own voice from this into,
yeah.
from 11 labs into this.
That makes sense, right? And that's right. That I think that's what Charles uses too. Is 11 labs. This uses 11 labs too, but you
Right.
can see
Yeah, I don't see
there's
any
no
way to pull
linkage
anything in,
to
right.
right. Yeah. So maybe later on they'll
Yeah,
pull where they'll be able to log into the 11 labs here and then pull in the voices that you guys have already created. But
right.
right now we got a 212 voices here. It's a good start. And like Thomas was saying, just leverage this person as like an outside employee,
Right, right.
you know? And
Great information as always, man.
oh, thank you, man. Joe, man, I appreciate you, man.
Oh yeah.
Um, all right. So let me go down the line. Joe, any last questions here?
No, no, not right now, man.
Okay. Baron, I know you've been quiet. Any last questions here? All right. I'm gonna take Larry, how about you?
Well, I came in partway through and found it very useful. And thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thank you guys for coming back. I know we had a mishap last week, but I wanted to give you guys even more this week. Scott, any questions?
I'm doing well, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Very informative.
no problem, man. No problem. And Thomas, any last questions
I
you got
do.
there for?
I do actually.
All right.
That link that you shared,
Yeah.
is that your funnel? Is that like that? I've seen websites like that where they have all this information.
Yeah.
Is that a beneficial site to have something like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because instead of, you guys just asked for my contact information, right? I gave you my cell phone, and then, half of you guys wrote it down, and the other half were like, But if you go to a site like this, now you could go to everything I've ever I've ever done or I linked to, and so give you a chance to look. It's the soft, right? Because here's everything, right? I'm not saying that to call me or text me directly. Go look at my stuff, right? Or see what I'm about, kind of thing. And you could do the same thing with your clients,
So
right?
this
Instead of
could do
saying text
so.
me.
So I could. You probably do you create like a business card with a QR code that goes directly to that site? Is that what you do?
Exactly right. Exactly right. And now
Basically,
anybody,
you introduce yourself, check me out, look for yourself, and let's have a call afterwards
there you
if we
go.
resonate with you. If we
It could be
resonate with you.
that. It can be that easy. And people like that because you're not intruding on them. Or like it's not the cell phone. It's not the pressure of the direct text. They can go look at, see if they even want to talk to me, right? If they even want to do business with someone, like you, or if you even have enough experience. And they could softly in the background check out all of your stuff. So then when they finally do call you, you know that they've had all of this information, that they've done the homework. So now they've chosen you, right? Which is way better than like trying to force somebody, right, with the text
Yeah.
message or anything like that. So
I also
yeah,
saw
man.
you also you can also sell from there. I see the $49 4-hour course. So
Yeah, yeah. Don't get into all of that, all of that here. But yes, you can do
oh,
all of those
sorry.
things. But yes, you can. All of those things are connected, man. So just like you see it here, um, it's all high level.
All right.
It's an awesome tool, man. I've been on it since 2005. Charles knows I'm super passionate about this software particularly. I found it at his meetup. He brought the people in there. I saw it and bought it right on the spot. So I've been hooked since. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or anything, man. I'm a geek with this stuff. So
I appreciate it. I take it this is your main funnel, that
th-
link. You don't
I
have
got a
like
lot of
multiple
stuff.
likes. All right, I take
I got a lot of stuff, brother.
All right. I'm in the growing places, growing. You've seen my activity. If you're whenever you're on the school, you could see what I'm working on. I'm up for doing the challenges every week. So,
Hey, that's how you get there, man. Um, hey, well, man, thank you guys so much for being engaging and checking the information today, man. I really do appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. And I'll talk to you in the school group. Oh, I'm gonna put if you guys didn't get that terms and condition language, I'm gonna put it in the school group in a few minutes so you guys can add that to your own bot when you get started here. Just make sure you change. I'll take out the click savvy. Don't worry about it, but you'll see it.
Thanks, Tony.
All right. Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Tony. Very
All
nice.
right.
thank you,
Thanks.
Tony.
You guys be good.
Take
Have
care
a
now. All
have a good
right.
evening. Thank you to Charles to have this, and you to have this again from
Oh,
last week.
no problem, man. Well, enjoy. Hey, you guys enjoy your evening. Bye.
Have a good night.